Sun-loving plants get all the attention, don't they? But there are plenty of shade lovers out there that can add a pop of color to your outside space.
But which ones and where do you put them? Garden Guy Dale Kay is live with a look at some of those options that you can add to your garden now. Good morning, Dale.
Good morning. If you want proof that it was a long winter, go to your favorite local garden shop. It is literally a frenzy of buying here, and it's, what is it, just after 9 in the morning? Hundreds of people here. I've had to guard this table almost with my life. It's like vultures picking off the bone almost. So of course, many of us, probably including you at home, are ready to do a little bit of gardening, particularly container gardening where you're putting plants into containers. But which ones do well in shade and which ones do well in sun? Well, that's what we're going to break down this morning. So we'll start with a couple of tips for really whatever you're kind of planting to keep those blooms in flower all season long. Firstly, don't underestimate the power of fertilizer. When I plant my flower containers, I always add in a little bit of slow release fertilizer. That's the one that's coated in it has a very kind of hard coat on it, and it releases the fertilizer over time. And then mid-season, I start to add a liquid fertilizer. That's the one that mixes with water. It usually turns the water blue. And that way, and I splash the leaves, by the way, too. That way you're getting continual fertilizer, and that flower power really stays all season long, which is super important. And then, of course, make sure you use a good potting soil. And then you don't want to shatter your blooms either. So a good nozzle that has lots of fine holes in it is really beneficial as well. This is a really nice nozzle. It's long, so you can get to your hanging baskets and all your containers quite easily. So let's start with the flowers themselves. These are the ones that are annuals. They're not coming back every year. They're going into our containers. And of course, you've got tall things in the middle and things that trail over the edge. But what I want to focus on this morning are the flowers that really add those pops of color all season long. So shade first, and I want to start out with begonias, and in particular this one here that's called Iconia. It really has an impactful bloom, very, very bright. You'll find them in a wide range of colors. I think I have a little yellow one here, a red one. But no matter what color, they're very, very impactful for color, and they do quite well in a semi-shade and also deeper shade as well, which is really, really beneficial. And in a it's cloudy here today, and you can notice that even if we have shade just like today, the flower color is really intense. If you're doing some impatiens, these sun patients are really, really good as well. This one here is fuchsia, and this I actually plant in my garden at home. It also does well in containers, so this particular impatient does well. And that is sun patient. There is another type of begonia that goes by a few different names. There's whopper, there's Viking, and then there's just the word big. So no matter if you've any of those three names, Viking, big, or whopper, that is another great begonia for shade. The leaf gets quite big, the flowers hang in clusters, and it almost has a cascading or trailing effect as well, which is quite pretty. And then lastly, fuchsia is another good one that does well in the shade all season long. And the good thing about that particular plant is it attracts hummingbirds as well. So, and it will do okay in the sun. So that's the kind of the shade lineup. Lots of good color. Also Rex begonia here, really grown for its foliage, but that has a nice little pink flower as well. When you're planting begonias, all of them, make sure the pointed leaf points towards the edge of the container. You'll get a lot of blooms that way. And then for sun, of course, the choices are endless. And just looking around, there is literally thousands and thousands of plants that you can plant in the sun. So here are the ones that really have the most flower power. Firstly, petunias, and in particular vegetative petunias. So the good thing about vegetative petunias is they are self-cleaning, that you don't have to deadhead them. So when you're at your favorite local garden shop, ask for the vegetative petunias. Self-cleaning, no mess, no fuss, makes gardening really easy. And again, a wide range of colors. Just about every color palette is represented by petunias, even just these little stripes. And look at this one here. It's almost black. It's like a black velvet, which is really, really fun, really cute. Also, in the same kind of family as petunias, not really quite, almost the same family, Calibrachoa. It's a mini petunia. This one does well trailing, but again, blooms prolifically on new foliage, which is really, really fun. So it continually blooms. You almost can't stop it. You know, like you're trying to turn off the tap, you literally can't stop. calibrachoa from blooming, which is really beneficial in containers and also your hanging baskets. Angelonia is another good one. This one stands up. It has a little erect spike flower. Really, really fun in the garden. Dahlias are also very showy, very impactful in containers and your hanging baskets. This one here almost looks like a Hawaiian sunset. This is Biden's, great for your containers and has that really kind of warm, summery. So if you're into those summer vibes, Biden's are really, really good for that. Then, of course, a staple, and really one that's really near and dear to my heart, geraniums. When I was a wee little boy, we actually had these planted at the end of my driveway, and I used to go pick little posies almost every day. I think my mum actually got quite sick of me picking the geraniums off her plants, but I used to pick little posies for her all the time. And Americana is the one that you want to do there. Rounding out Lantana, Sunbelievable, and a little old-fashioned marigold. The large, big African marigolds also bloom all season long. My picks, my gift to you guys.
Oh, I love that. We love the Sunbelievable.
Yeah, great name.
Yeah. Thank you, Dale.
Yep.